Hello and welcome to the marvellous show Black Sails. If you've never watched the Marvel show before, I'm your host Steve, and it's a react show to various things: Black Sails, Peaky Blinders, Game of Thrones, loads of movies, all that kind of stuff. And also I do another show called Randoms React, which is a completely different thing, but it's about people being silly, reacting to things, and it's a good laugh. You should check that out as well. So last week we watched episode 6, and it is getting so good, so intense. It was basically two main storylines. We had one where the trying to get Max released, because I think she's just been abused, raped, and God knows how long. I mean, what that must have done to her mentally, I've got no idea, because it must have destroyed her. You had Bonnie, who refused to let anyone into the tent. She is very, very protective of her. I know she doesn't like to accept any sort of thanks or anything like that, but she definitely has a thing for Max. I think she really cares about her, and she wouldn't let anyone in. The big bold guy, I can't remember his name. He's kind of like the ringleader out of all the people that are kind of sticking with Vane, and he's the main culprit. He's been beaten her senseless. But I think Rackham had to have a word with Bonnie and say, look, you're gonna have to let them in, because these are the only people that are on our side at the moment. So reluctantly she let him in, but then later on she went to see Eleanor, and she wanted to come up with some kind of plan to kill him, basically. And like Eleanor said, you can't just kill him, you just kill all of them. And they came up with this really amazing plan where they didn't let Rackham as part of the plan either, which was quite funny. There was a scene where John Silver was part of it. He was the one that initiated the whole plan to sort of get going. And then so I need to remember that guy. I don't need to remember, he's dead now, spoiler. But he kind of burst in the tent and had found some pearls in Rackham's tent. And so basically Rackham was being kind of set up as well, but he wasn't being included in the plan. And then later on we see Bonnie sort of takes them all to this place where she says she's buried all the pearls. And then obviously Eleanor had set up a load of guys there as well, and they completely took them all out. And of course Bonnie had the pleasure of taking out the bold guy who she'd hated anyway. So that's that story kind of wrapped up. I don't know what's going to happen to Vane. I mean, last time we saw him, he was in a boat, and I don't even know where he is. He kind of got to the shore, and the big guy that he'd been hallucinating about was stood there. So I don't know where we're going to go with that, but I hope we're going to get into that a bit more in this, and hopefully get it a bit more explained. I don't know what the hell is going on. So yeah, that kind of tied up that sort of story. Then we had the story on the ship, which was really, really tense. Obviously they're still trying to get into the hull. It's kind of safe room, and at the same time they know they've got the Scarborough after them as well. But eventually they managed to get in there with the help of the slaves that were actually underneath. No help to Mr. Scott though, who was kind of being a bit of an arse about everything. And then so obviously you had the slaves kind of fought from the inside, and you had Flint's lot sort of getting in from the outside. A lot of the ship got blown up by a trap that Bryson had set, and that kind of obviously got the attention of the Scarborough then, because there was a huge mushroom cloud of explosion. And you also had Bones, who obviously had found this letter written by God, I can't remember her name now. And also we have Bones, who'd found this letter written by Mrs. Barlow that had said that she feels that the whole crew are going to rebel against Flint when they find out that he's betrayed them. Now I don't think that was worded completely right. You could take that two ways. No, I think she said betrayal. She didn't say betrayed them, she said betrayal. So I don't think he's definitely betrayed his crew as such. But you could read it that way, and I think Bones got completely the wrong end of the stick. Anyway, they tried to escape the Scarborough, and as Bones and Flint were down trying to dislodge this, I think it was the mast from the other ship, it broke free, and then when Flint got back on board, he said that Bones had fallen overboard. Now, I don't think he's done it. I don't think it was Flint that did it, and I think he always is overboard, but I think he's going to find a bit of driftwood, and I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's dead. He better not be dead anyway. He's my favourite character, so he better not be dead. So I'm hoping that we find out that Bones is okay in this episode. So we'll not be happy if he's not. And I'm also thinking we're going to see a bit more of Mrs. Barlow, because that scene with her was a little bit random. And also I want to see what's going to happen with Vane, if he's going to go back and find out that his crew have been wiped out. So yes, let's crack on then. This is episode 7. Also, if you are a fan of Black Sails, please subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell and all that malarkey. And it really helps me out. And I'm trying to repair the damage, because loads of people have left since Game of Thrones, and it's like, So anyway, let's crack on. This is episode 7, Black Sails, season 1. See you in a bit.
There are no men like me.
Ma'am! Captain Flint's returned.
Captain.
Sorry you were asking about the Scarborough.
I was. Specifically, how the hell did she find you out there?
A trap laid by your father.
Your friend, Mrs. Barlow. You trusted her. We trusted her, and she betrayed us.
I will address the situation with Mrs. Barlow immediately.
Captain, one more thing. The consortium wasn't founded easily. It required the assistance of a few other parties. Among them, indispensably, was Mr. Silver.
Is that so?
And I've given him my word in exchange for his assistance that I'll stand between him and your resentment. If Mr. Silver doesn't return from the Urca, you and I may find ourselves with problems of our own.
It's gone limp again.
Really?
I hadn't noticed.
Do you want something up your arse?
No, thank you. No prospects at all. Except for this shithole of a brothel, which by some miracle of economics seems incapable of turning a profit.
How can you run a brothel here and not make money?
I have no fucking idea.
Rackham's got no idea how to run this place. We've all got a hand in his pocket. Mapleton would tell him, but she's too busy stealing for herself. Get in while the gating's good.
Oh, old school.
Jesus. Fuck did they do to you?
Post-election initiation, I'm told. All done in good fun. At least, I think it was all done in good fun.
You'll be heading to see her now, then. Mrs. Barlow. You said you'd be holding her to account. I'll be back before dark. I think you and I need to discuss the letter that Billy found. And why exactly it is that she believes you're going to betray your crew.
Bloody hell.
He's a thief.
What are you talking about, Randall?
He thought I was asleep at the Guthrie's Tavern. Wasn't Singleton stole the page. It was him.
Oopsie.
He said he has the schedule in his head. That he learned it.
Oh boy. Oh.
I would like the chance to explain myself.
I'm listening.
What I did out of love. Eleanor, I must ask a favor of you.
I wonder if he's going to ask her to take all the other slaves on. That'd be great.
He's waiting.
So he's real.
There's a place not far from here. A place of great wealth. Run by its crews. And flying no flag.
I know of Nessa.
She's weak. So she's ripe for the taking.
How did you know to seek me out?
That the letter is just a fiction. I'm saying that my relationship with her is a complex one. Not after what happened last night. After what happened last night? What happened to Billy? He fell. Why, what are you saying happened? Billy wasn't expendable to me. He was a son to me. Then perhaps you should have acted like a better father towards him. What the fuck did you just say? You let his suspicions run rampant. I'll follow your lead in battle. But when it's done, you and I will quietly go our separate ways.
Yeah. Flint didn't do very well out of that.
You were one of ours.
All right.
You were just a boy yourself. Go on. Take these men. Make me rich.
I want to get on the wrong side of him.
You don't know me. But you once did. And I offer you a chance to be free of this place.
What?
Before he dragged you away from the sea.
Not sure you should be saying that.
Follow me, and I will show you what life is.
Idiot. Oh. What?
You have exactly 5 minutes you're committed to memory, after which you will reproduce this page to the best of your ability. If you can do so to Mr. de Groot's satisfaction, then maybe, just maybe, he can be convinced to keep your secret for the sake of the Urca Hall.
I implored Miss Guthrie to facilitate your release. Told her she would not have her guns without yours and the others' help.
What did she say?
She said she would take it under advisement.
Oh. Oh. Didn't look happy.
Mr. Guthrie isn't here.
Do you know what you've done? What madness possessed you to write that letter?
I've opened it for you, and it requires no war, and no blood, and no sacrifice.
It requires an intolerable sacrifice.
To accept a pardon.
To apologize.
3 days for the Urca schedule. 3 minutes with whatever the fuck this is.
You're a thief.
Randall, pay attention. I go to the crew, and I offer to be your caretaker. I promise to look after you day and night and give my personal guarantee should anything happen, it comes out of my share. I think I could persuade the crew to accept that. All you have to do is change your story.
You're a thief.
Are you fucking kidding me? All right. So pull your head from your ass and let's both live to fight another day.
Randall? You're a thief.
Randall, what's gone into you?
You're a thief.
It would appear Mr. Randall has reconsidered his position.
Got away with that.
The able-bodied males will be taken onto the Black Hind under Captain Lawrence to fill a recent rash of desertions. 6 women remained thereafter, for whom I was able to scrounge together enough money to cover their cost.
Thank you.
If you're to stay with me, I need to know that I can trust you.
Eleanor, Captain Ornigold has extended me an offer to join his crew.
And you've accepted?
If you are hoping to manipulate me, you are barking up the wrong tree. Wrong tree.
Who paid you those coins? It was Captain Hallin that I saw leave in your room, was it not? And the price we have always charged for mothering is 20 pieces, not 5. Get your fucking house in order.
And I believe if there's anyone who can do what's necessary to make it something better, it's you.
What? Wonder what the hell's going to go on then?
Just perhaps. You're a goddamn genius.
Singleton, we could forgive all of it. Not Billy. That requires an answer. When the time comes, we need to know that you won't stand in the way. But once we have the money, Flint dies.
What?
No argument.
Not from me.
Whoa. Are you still alive then? Oh my god, round 2. Oh my god. So that was episode 7, season 1 of Black Sails. God, a lot went on in that episode. Oh my god, so much. So I mean, the Max thing didn't really go into that very much. Rackham's obviously losing money because all the whores are just stealing money left, right, and centre. He's got no way, no control over it at all. Now Max has kind of stepped in, and I think she obviously wants some part of. She wants to be in charge in some way because she called up one of the girls straight away that had been stealing money, and now she's been made to apologise and give the money back. So I think Max kind of wants that second in command kind of thing going on. I think she'd be good at it. You know, she knows that well better than anybody else. The Vane story is a pretty weird one. It seems that he's woken up in like the crew that he used to, or not the crew, but I think they were a crew at one time. But I think he was a small boy when they kind of formed this kind of village on land. That's what I get from it anyway. Because he's got that scar on his chest, and they all seem to have that same scar. And the really big guy used to be the captain, I think, of that crew. And Vane tried to make some sort of deal with him that they would take out the town, Eleanor's town, and to make money. And he gave him 12 of the crew, but then Vane did a stupid speech about trying to turn everyone against this guy. And of course, he was hearing him do it. He came over and basically kicked Vane's ass, and then left him for dead and buried. So I don't know how he survived that. I don't know how he was able to breathe, but anyway, he came back, dug his way out like a zombie out of the ground, and then stabbed this sort of stake in the big guy's back, and that's kind of how it's left. So I don't know whether now Vane's going to be their leader or if they're going to turn against him. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure about that story. That was a bit of a weird one. And also the truth came out about John Silver and that he'd stole the page, and he was, in the whole time, John Silver was trying to convince Randall that to come up with some sort of plan. First of all, he tried to convince everyone that he was completely mad and wouldn't know what he was talking about. Then he actually, when they realised that they found him they were going to find him guilty, he tried to then convince Randall to come up with this plan that he would stay on the ship as well, and so they wouldn't chuck Randall off the ship, and they could both kind of live there and both live, sort of thing. And I think Randall kind of went for it. So they are both on the ship still, but now a lot of people know about John Silver now, and it's not good. I think it's going to come out sooner or later, and it's going to come out quite soon actually, because there's only a couple of episodes left. And also, I think one of the main stories as well was Flint and Mrs. Barlow. He's obviously, when he got back to land, he went more or less straight to see her and confronted her about it, and she basically done it for his own good apparently, but like he said, it's really set him up now, really stitched him up. He's gone back, he spoke to Eleanor about it. I thought for a minute they were going to get off with each other. They came very close. Whether that might happen in the future, I don't know, but that's certainly a twist. Also, Gates confronted Flint, and that didn't go well at all. Flint really looked bad. He was squirming. He didn't know how to answer things. He looked like he was trying to blag stuff left, right, and centre. So Gates has basically said, "Look, when this is done, when we've got the money, that's it. That's it. We're finished." You know, he said, "I will. You know, I'll obey you while we're trying to get the ship. But as soon as we've got that ship, that's it. We're done." And also at the end, I think it's Dufresne, I think that's his name, he also basically confronts Gates as well and says, "Look, when this is over, we're going to kill Flint when we've got the money," which is pretty shocking, but yeah. Okay, we'll have to see where that goes, I guess, because I don't want Flint to die, but I can't see what they're going to do. I don't know what's going to happen there. But anyway, that was a really good episode. Episode 8 next is getting very close to this big finale, I think, where they try and take the ship out. So I can't wait to see that. If you're a fan of Black Sails, please subscribe, like and comment. Spread the word. There's a Weird Bowl guy watching Black Sails, and everyone knows a Weird Bowl guy. And yeah, and I will see you in episode 8. So until then, take care of yourselves and stay safe. See you soon. Bye.